everybody. Welcome to another mega mini episode of Games My Mom Found. I am Mike Albertin, and who's blasting away with me tonight?
Oh man, I've got nothing for this. Michael K. Hughes, I guess.
Yeah, it was a hard one. I was like, what am I gonna say? What am I gonna say?
Just looking through the Robot Masters and the weaknesses and stuff. I'm like, I got nothing.
And why don't you introduce what we're talking about tonight?
We're talking about 1992's Mega Man 5. We're climbing up these things.
Yes,
after
we are.
the months and months break between 3 and 4.
Yeah, and 4 hasn't been released yet at this point, so
yeah, well,
I don't know what the break will be between 4 and 5, but it won't be as long.
Well, no, recording was a lot less. It was only about a month.
Yeah, the other one was we recorded in November and then released it in April, I think, or December. Or maybe it was a long time, whatever it was. We just, I don't know. 3 broke us, I think, is what it was.
Yeah, 3 was rough to go back to.
Uh-huh. You can hear all about that in the mini number 10. Check that out. And so Mega Man 5 was a game that I have always heard people shit on and shit on and shit on over the years. And so I've came into this game like, because I had a friend of mine who's the one that introduced me to Mega Man. He had, I want to say he had the original 6 or at least close to it. And he didn't like 5 or 6. He said they were too hard. And so I think it was just because he knew the earlier ones better. And 2 was the favorite. 2 and 3. 2 was the best game ever. And it was, so I always had a negative opinion of this. So this is my first time ever actually playing 5. And I don't like it as much as 4, but it's not bad.
Yeah, we talked about this the other day. You said by the time 5 came out in 92, which is really late in the NES life cycle, I think people were just done with this old style of Mega Man. Like, X was, I think X would have been out by now. Was it 91?
I'm looking it up right now as we talk. Unfortunately, it did not go as quick as I was hoping.
No one will even know.
Man, okay, that did not work. I went down a wiki and went down a rabbit hole of pain.
I'll pull it up. Looks like Mega Man X came out in 1993, so it would have been
the year after.
It would have at least been in Nintendo Power. Like, hey, this is coming, but still buy Mega Man 5, please. And then
the Super Nintendo came out in North America in 91.
Yeah.
So yeah, no wonder people weren't happy with this game.
Yeah. This is just more of the same. It was more of 2, 3, and 4. But it's fine. I think this is the first one that I actually owned. I know I played 2 and 3, but I probably either rented them or borrowed them or whatever. But I think this and 6 are 2 that I'm pretty sure I still actually own physical copies of.
I mean, it's worth money now.
Oh, yeah.
So Mega Man 5 is one of the rarer ones, I think. I think 6 is worth even more money, but
yeah, since it was so late in the NES lifespan. Yeah,
but it continues the regular Mega Man formula you're used to: run and shoot, steal people powers. Rush is still in the game. You have the slide, you have the charge cannon. So they kept everything they've added, and these are not as cool bosses as what you have in Mega Man 4 or 3 or 2. I like this game. I don't really like the bosses as much. This is when I feel like they start kind of like running out of as cool ideas for a bit.
They kind of run the gamut in this one because Gravity Man is just this, like, I don't know why he was the one they chose to put on the box because he's such a simple design of just generic robot with a little meter on his chest.
He's a dum-dum.
Compared to Gyro Man, which is my favorite robot master. I don't know why he's just a normal robot with a big helicopter blade on his back, but something about it's always stuck with me.
Gyro Man?
Cool. Yeah.
Well, since you brought up... Okay, we'll get there. Since you brought up Gravity Man, I want to talk about Gravity Man. I have always been, like, scared of Gravity Man for some reason. Like, I got no logical explanation, but because he was on the cover and he's a little bit bigger of a boss, but the masters still kind of stay the same size as you at this point in Mega Man. They weren't getting, like, monster-sized sprites like you see.
7 and 8.
Yeah, 7 and 8, and X and on. Well, not X, but X3, I think, and on it starts happening. In that series?
They're pretty decent size on X. Like, they got Flame Mammoth and Storm Eagle are pretty big.
But they're not as, like, gigantic as they get later.
True. Yeah, that's true.
They're still more... I mean, this is a different Mega Man, but still, it would make me think of... In Gravity Man, I feel like one of the first times you start seeing that where he's bigger than you. And he's a stupid fight, because, I mean, his level's kind of cool, where you can go up and down, you'll have things really change the gravity. I like that. Mm-hmm. But he's a dumbass boss.
Yeah, because, like, his whole gimmick, of course, that he can flip gravity, and then his only way of attacking you is either to run into you or to shoot the same standard shot that you shoot. It's like, that's kind of wimpy.
But hitting him is so annoying because you have to literally time your shot as you bounce back and forth. Or not bounce back and forth, but you go up and down. You have to time your shot to hit him while you're traversing. And his weakness is Starman, which is a shield, and you have to time it right and have it so you hit him with the shield.
He's usually the one I take out first just because the Mega Buster is so useful.
I use Starman, but then I'd run out of the Starman ability and have to shoot him with the Mega Buster.
I guess it's not useful. It's just the fight is so simple. You really don't need, as long as you're good at dodging his shots, you really don't need a special weapon.
No, he's not a hard boss. I mean, he did kill me. He would have killed me without rewind, but that's just me. That's not Mega Man.
Yeah.
But another thing that was so like impressive to me about this game too that I noticed really quick is that drops of items like health pickups, weapon pickups, extra lives especially are just everywhere and all the time.
There's one point where I had 9 E-Tangs. It's like, how did this even happen?
Damn. That's pretty good. I didn't have that.
The drop rate definitely seems higher than any other game. I think Eddie was giving me E-Tangs.
Okay, that's still cool. And we're still on the term like Gravity Man, his level where you can jump higher too because you're in space. We're in space. So I like that too. I enjoyed that.
Gravity Man didn't have that. Starman stage.
Oh, that's Starman? Oh, I combined enemies. Oh, well. Starman. We'll talk about Starman then. One of the dumber bosses in this game?
He's fine. I like his design.
He's stupid.
I mean,
I don't like Star.
The designs are really simple in this one. Like, he just looks like another generic robot with star stickers splattered all over his body. But
he's
still cool.
He's a dummy. He's fun to fight because you can just jump over his... Once you got the hang of what I was doing, just jump over his star. He just holds in place while his slow shield spins across the screen to miss you. You just shoot him.
He's another one that I'll go for first because he's just so simple.
Yeah, that's what the guide I was using told me to fight him first. He wasn't bad. I don't know what his weakness is because I didn't use it.
The wave from Wave Man.
Oh, that wouldn't be that good because he's constantly jumping around when you fight him.
Yeah, you got to get him on the ground.
Ooh, I wouldn't like that then because that was an ability that took me a bit to learn how to use too. And like, I want to talk about Starman's level a lot. I actually like Starman's level too I like the levels a decent amount in this game. Like Starman and both Gravity Man are both, I think, fun levels with a gimmick, but a fun gimmick.
Yeah.
One, the screen flips you up and down. The other one, you jump really high because you're in space. I want to play that game again. And another cool feature, this is the first Mega Man game to do, you can repeat levels in this game.
Which you need to unless you get the collectible the first time.
Or you do what I did and you miss it and then you use all 9 of your lives, die. Not really. You can just restart the level or repick it.
Rewind?
I was too far past that point when I figured out that I missed it and where it was. Stone Man's level.
It should be noted just because I wanna tote my gaming skills again. As I played this on the 3DS, so I didn't have rewind, just like Mega Man 4.
Like I said, you are good at games.
Sometimes. This one I played when I was younger, so I had a little bit of muscle memory going.
It's the PS2 era that makes you want to break things.
Yeah, well, it's true.
It's just that era. No, I mean, that was a really cool feature. You can go through, and then, as you just said, they have a collectible in this game, which is letters that spell out Mega Man 5 or Mega Man V.
Yeah.
Which I think is a really cool feature because you get a little bird. This is the first appearance of Beat.
The little football with wings.
Pretty much, yeah. Who is really freaking useful in like 2 boss fights. That's all I use them for. But it's cool that they have a collectible. And I like the fact that you can repeat levels because if you're struggling on a level and you need extra lives, you can go redo a level, fill up your tanks, get some E-tanks if you missed them. I'm assuming they're still there. And then, continue on with the game, that's one thing I loved about X so much is that if you suck at X, you can go and redo levels and get extra lives and get things and get yourself ready for the Sigma stages. Where in previous Mega Man games, that wasn't a thing.
Right.
So I would, I like the fact they start making this game easier. Oh, yeah. And we should bring it to apparently your favorite Robot Master, Gyro Man.
Well, real quick with Starman, he's the first Robot Master that actually gives you 2 items when you beat him. Not just a rush thing. Yeah, you get the Star Crash, the shield, but he also gives you the Super Arrow.
Oh,
which you can shoot as a platform, Quackshot style.
Not Quackshot, Darkwing Duck. Right?
Quackshot had it too with the plungers.
Oh, yep, you're right. I think I erased that from my memory, apparently. It wasn't there anymore. I only... Does it make platforms?
Yeah. Yep.
So it's straight up Quackshot and Darkwing Duck.
Yeah, Darkwing Duck did have that too, didn't it?
It was called a gas arrow or something, but they made Darkwing Duck too, Capcom did.
Yeah. for sure.
That's cool. Okay, that's cool. I only used it one time on one boss fight, but I didn't use it as a utility or anything.
I tend to use it in place of the rush coil because I don't like the change they did with it.
Oh, the rush coil is I use it all the time, but it's garbage in this game.
So 3 and 4, when you use rush coil, rush comes down and you just bounce off his back. And this one, he like pogos up and then you have to jump again off of him. It's when you're so used to the old variation, it takes some getting used to.
There were a lot of rewind with that one because I would just waste it or just not use it right or just fail terribly.
And on the topic of kind of crappy changes, the Charge Buster, like you said, is back. And they made the shot bigger, so it's more useful. But also, when you're charging and you get hit, you have to start that charge over. Whereas in 4, you just kind of kept the charge.
I mean, I don't like it, but I'm so used to it. I think it's a Mega Man staple at this point. You don't keep it if you get hit.
6 continues this too. So
okay, and I feel like the other one did, like X does that too. Maybe I'm wrong.
I think so.
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's not something to really think about.
No, I didn't even realize it happened in this game until just now when you said. I mean, I know it happened, but it didn't even compute that it wasn't there otherwise.
If we hadn't played 4 and 5 so closely together, I probably wouldn't have noticed either.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming these are probably a year apart or so.
Yeah, probably.
Because they were cranking these suckers out.
Yeah. They had 6 in less than 10 years, so.
Yeah, and then look how long we go now without Mega Man games. What's the time between 10 and 11?
10 was 2010, and 11 was 2017?
1992 January is when Mega Man 4 came out in America. And Mega Man 5 came out in December of 1992.
That's wild.
So.
Oh my gosh. Take that, Assassin's Creed.
But games were cheaper to make, with less trouble, so it didn't matter. It was less saturated. There was less games at the time.
It helps with Mega Man 2 because they can just reuse those assets, especially with the main Mega Man stuff, the sprite and the physics and whatnot.
They sure do.
Yeah.
So you'd mentioned, why is so we should talk about Gyro Man. Why is he your favorite?
It's just his design. I don't know what it is about him, but the big helicopter blade in the black, I think, is a cool design.
Okay.
Touch.
I don't like him because he kicked my ass, but that's not. It had nothing to do with design. It had to do with he was kicking my ass when I fought him.
I wonder what he does behind the clouds. Like if you remove that cloud layer, if he just kind of teleports around or what.
Oh, because his sprite does jump up in the air and then drop blades at you that spin and hurt you.
The gyro attack.
Yeah, I mean his weakness is just Gravity Man, which is just another area clear attack where you just hold it down and just watch it deplete his health bar. I
like this one because instead of just freezing time, it actually inverts the enemies and sends them flying upwards.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, if you can believe this, when I played this game, I did not use any ability except for boss fights because that's how you play Mega Man, right?
No, not anymore. I'm really trying to break away from that.
I can't. Like, I know when we play Mega Man 7 someday, you're supposed to use that ball for a lot of, like, platforming things and speed tech you can. And if not, I can guarantee it's not going to happen with me.
That's 8, and they'll give you a thing right before the boss door that refills all your weapon energy too. So it's really encouraged to branch out with that stuff.
Yeah, I just can't do it any other way. I just have no choice. It's just
actually, and that one you have to, because one of the stages. So in 7 and 8, they have you fight 4 robot masters, and then you beat those 4, and it unlocks the other 4.
Oh, and yeah.
And 8, Swordman stage requires you to use all 4 of the previous weapons to navigate his level, so you're not going to have a choice.
The game won't give me a choice to play the way I play. I honestly can't tell you why I play like that. Like, I just do. But I play that in all games that I play, I'm noticing, so. Yeah, not the great way to play Mega Man, though, especially. Gyro Man had an interesting stage, though, I thought. Like, I like being up in the sky. Reminded me a lot of Airman from Mega Man 2.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
The best Mega Man game. It's just my favorite. I know. I mean, it's a lot of people's favorite, but it's my favorite. It's what I grew up with. So who do you fight next after these 3?
Gyro Man, use the gyro attack on Crystal Man.
Crystal Man is an odd. I feel like this one they're kind of running out of ideas because he's just a guy with 2 glowing orbs, one on his chest and one on his head, and they call him Crystal Man.
So I don't think we've ever talked about I think it's from Mega Man 2 on, it might be from 3 on, Capcom would hold design contests where people could send in their fan submissions for Robot Masters, and so I'm almost certain from 3 on, but it might have been 2 as well. They're all fan-made, and they kind of tweak the designs, and in this case, rename them. Yeah, as far as I know.
Wow, I thought maybe just like 1 or 2 would be, not all.
So I was looking up. I kind of went into this Nintendo Power rabbit hole, a deep rabbit hole the other day.
That's Tucker's fault, Bill.
Yeah, it's Bill's fault. And I pulled up issue 50, which had Magical Quest starring Mickey Mouse on the cover. I'm like, I really remember this issue, and I don't remember why. And I got into it, and it's the one that had the North American fan designs in it of Robot Masters.
Oh.
So then I started looking up all these ones, because you'll see like Blade Man and Tornado Man, basically things that became Robot Masters later. I'm like, well, I wonder if these are from that. So I looked it up and I ended up finding this website, which I don't have it pulled up now, unfortunately, that has the classic designs from 3 and 4 and whatever. And Crystal Man was originally Lens Man. So he had like a magnifying glass motif.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh.
But that was a very long-winded way of explaining why he has these orbs all over him.
Yes, it does. But that's still cool. I mean, okay, I didn't know they did that for all the Robot Masters.
And then in 6, which we'll talk about then, is the first one to have fan submissions from North America in it.
Oh.
Previously, it was all Japan, of course.
That makes sense. And this is also the first game to introduce an M-Tank, which refills your health and all your weapon ammunition.
And apparently you can only hold one of them at a time, because I had one from somewhere, and then there's a room in Stoneman Stage that I got to, and it was just completely empty. I'm like, why is there just an empty room? And I looked it up, and there's supposed to be an M-Tank there. So apparently they just don't spawn if you already have one.
That makes sense. I mean, it is very overpowered. It was nice. I used it once for the Wily stuff.
I think I did it just because I had it during the Wily fight. Like, I might as well use this.
I used it before the refights to get enough energy for Beat, because I hadn't refilled Beat yet. I mean, I could have just redid levels and got energy, but who cares? I wasn't doing that. I'm not a big fan of Crystal Man Stage either. It's kind of blah to me.
Yeah,
I also don't like
man.
It.
This is the stage that I have the most trouble with, because there are these shafts that will spit down crystals at you, and you have to basically time your jumps to dodge them.
So what did you fall in?
What did I call what?
The thing that you were trying not to fall into?
Oh, the pits? They're just like, I did say shaft.
Shaft?
Okay.
I just want to make that joke. That's all. Just keep going, please.
But I always seem to mistime it. Like, no matter when I try to jump, I end up falling. So I got to the point where I was using the Star Crash to block him and just jump through it.
I think that's what you're supposed to do. I just timed it and rewind it if it didn't work out well.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm watching a guide, and that's how he played. So you also, like, for Crystal Man, he just bounces a bunch of little balls around the level that bounce around and cause you terrible pain if you get hit by them. It annoyed me. And his weakness is the gyro, and I didn't know this until I did know this. I watched a lot of speedruns, but you can actually control the gyro to go up or something on its own if you're holding down a button.
Yeah, it shoots horizontally, and you can push up or down to make it go straight up or straight down.
So I didn't realize that until he was dead.
I thought about it when I was playing. I'm like, I wonder if I should let Mike know this, because it doesn't really explain it to you. But
no.
Yeah, it's pretty useful for Crystal Man, because like you said, he jumps up in the air and he'll shoot out the crystal eyes, so it's a great time to just navigate the gyro attack straight up and hit him that way.
Yeah, the way I beat him, I just jumped up and hit him with the right one.
Or that.
Yeah, it's better to do it the other way that you're supposed to do it. But I did not know that. I think I figured it out at some point, but I just didn't. I wasn't exactly sure, and I couldn't get it to work anyway. I'm too busy trying not to die. And then you fight probably my favorite Robot Master in this game. I have no explanation. Napalm Man. I like Napalm Man. He's an
interesting design. Like, he's another one. He kind of reminds me of Needle Man, where he's kind of bulky with his eyes part way into his chest, but he's got the missile launchers on both hands and tank treads for food.
Yes. And he's got a missile launcher on his head, too.
Yeah. He's pretty cool.
I always liked him. Because again, a lot of my experience with Mega Man wasn't really playing the games because I couldn't, and I didn't have an NES, and I sucked at these games. But it was just seeing Mega Man stuff and other things, like the stupid cartoon here and there, seeing the figures at the store, little things like that. So certain characters would stand out to me, and this is one of the ones that did stand out to me with Napalm Man back in the day.
He was in Mega Man Battle and Chase. Everyone's favorite Mega Man game.
You have no idea how bad I want to play that on the show. It's coming. We just have to. In order to unlock in the PS2 collection, I have to beat X3. Because when I played it on the PS1 emulator, it did not work out very well.
Which is, as of the time of this recording, we have yet to do on the show. So
yeah, we've done X1 and X2, so it's coming. It's one day. I just haven't put it on yet.
So I found that wiki list, and apparently Napalm Man's submission name was Beat Man, which is interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, that must be a Japanese thing.
Okay.
But I like his level because he's Napalm, so they put him in like a big jungle Commando style.
Which to me, now that I'm thinking about it, is kind of horrible because when you think of napalm, they're kind of referencing Vietnam.
Yep.
Which is what napalm was used a lot in this first, like, probably more famous appearance, and like where it was used in history was a lot of Vietnam because of the Viet Cong and burning the woods and stuff.
Yeah, I have a feeling that's what they were going for.
Yeah, and it did never clicked until I was thinking about it. Like, wait a second, napalm, man, and we're in.
Yeah, got the stupid tiger enemies and whatnot.
Except I don't think there's tigers in Vietnam.
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. But that's something that I was like, yeah, that's a little. And you shoot, and you get missiles shot at you, and you have to destroy. Like, yeah, it's.
There's the 90s.
Yeah, I still would have been a little bit removed from that, but no, it's. And you have tanks in the background at Napalm Man's level too. He's just a. I mean, I liked his level. I had no problem with it. I enjoyed most levels in this game. Most of this game, I had a lot of fun playing. Most of it. For certain parts, but no, Napalm. He just looks cool. I think he's a fun fight, and he throws like little grenades at you because he's Napalm Man. He's not that hard of a fight either. Crystallize his weakness, and you can really abuse it on him.
Yeah, the weapon weaknesses really seem effective more so in this one than I feel like they were in the past.
Maybe I'm okay with that though. I like when bosses go down really quick from their weakness attacks because I mean you fight them twice anyway. Just get through it.
The problem with the crystal eye though is you shoot it and if it hits a wall, it splits into 3 smaller balls, and then you can't shoot another one until all of those have left the screen. So they'll bounce around for a few seconds. That can make fights a little hectic if you miss.
Yeah, you don't want to miss. You can help it. I missed though, and I watch it bounce around. And go, oh man, I can't shoot him again. He's a cool boss though, and that brings us to who is your next Mega Man boss?
Next is Stone Man.
Wasn't he in Mega Man 11? I thought too.
No, actually, it's funny you mentioned that. So I'm looking at this the wiki. Stone Man's submission name was Blockman, who was in Mega Man 11. So that's kind of cool. It kind of came full circle.
That's kind of cool. Because he looks a lot like the boss in Mega Man 11. That is a bunch of rocks. Or blocks. Snowman's fine. He reminds me of a lot of Guts Man.
Yeah, he's got a very golem design.
I felt like his level was longer. This is the only level where I missed the letter at first because the letter is in a hidden area you have to shoot and go to get it, and I missed it.
Yeah, there's a few of those in this level. Like I said, the M-Taker room is hidden behind one of those too, which they're slightly miscolored, but otherwise you really wouldn't know to shoot these things.
Yeah, you probably can't hit it with your sword to see if it, taps differently you can bomb it or something. But I mean, I guess the idea is that you would shoot just because you have infinite ammo. You would just shoot and go, oh, what's this?
You do kind of take out Stone Man like a Stalfos, though. You hit him with the napalm bomb and he falls to pieces.
And then you hit him again.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take it. But this is the one letter where I could not. I had to look up a guide. Every other letter I found just by playing through the level, this is the one that I went through the whole level. I'm like, where's the damn letter?
I think it was just muscle memory for me. I was just kind of shooting everything.
Well, you played this game a lot, right? In the past?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I don't know how often I beat it previously, but I definitely played the Robot Masters, which are always the best part of Mega Man games.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's like with every Mega Man game. Like, I remember I went through a phase before this podcast where I was like, I'm going to beat 2 legit. And I sat down and would play through 2, just the Robot Masters over and over and over again, just trying to practice, but I could never get good enough to beat, like, the dragons and stuff. I get that, but I couldn't do it, and that's why I don't play like that anymore. But I tried at one point. I mean, they also, I feel like they, as we mentioned earlier, they give you Eddie a lot in this game, and that's kind of nice. Like, he pops up a lot and gives you stuff, almost every level.
Extra lives, because they love to shower you in those things.
Which I'm fine with. It's nice that you end up with 9 lives all the time in this game. Even if you suck, you'll still get them. Because I was dying sometimes just because to refill my health bar, and I'd still get extra lives all the time. So it was a nice change of pace. I mean, it helped you get through the game because the game is mostly easy until you get near the end.
Yeah,
and Snowman's not bad.
No, he's not.
He's stupid. But
his weapon is very bad.
Oh God, his weapon! And his weapon is used on the worst boss of the game.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan. So Stone Man gives you the Power Stone, which is a much better fighting game than it is a Mega Man weapon.
Yeah.
Because apparently Capcom likes to reuse that for some reason. It shoots out 3 rocks that kind of spiral out from you. Like, you don't actually shoot it. They just kind of shoot out from you.
But very quickly.
And it's impossible to aim. Like, if you hit something, it's surely by accident, unless you're right on something.
It's not good.
Not a fan.
I was not a fan. And I like Charge Man's level though a lot, which is the boss that's weak to the stone move.
Mm-hmm.
You're on a freaking train. I like trains, but there was no crocodile at the end of this train, so I was a little sad. Not the same when there's no alligator at the end.
Bury my shell of wounded knee.
It's the best level in that game.
Good.
Oh, I love that game.
It's the best.
So you fight on a train. I think it's cool. You know, the background's constantly moving because you're on a moving train, and it's a fun level. I mean, Charge Man is an idiot. He's a freaking train like boss. I guess.
Yeah, he likes to charge at you, but he's invulnerable during it. Actually, this will be the last time I bring up the character contest, but he was submitted as Steam Man.
Okay.
Interesting.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I would rather... I'm trying to think if I want Steam Man better or Charge Man better. I think Steam Man actually fits him better because he's a Steam train. I like that better.
Yeah, it's fine.
I just don't like this boss. I don't like the fact that to hit him with the power stone, you have to be very close to him to make it do anything.
I didn't even use it. It was like, who is it? Dive Man, I think I was having trouble with in 4, where I just gave up trying to use the weakness and just use the Mega Buster.
No, yeah, because he's a sub.
Yeah, I was like, I can't be bothered. It must be a vehicle boss thing.
Yeah, I mean, this guy,
trains.
He just charges back and forth and he shoots stuff in the air that launches not even near you half the time. Like, he's a stupid boss.
Yeah.
This is Power Stone. It's just, it's such a, like, it's not very close. And it goes quickly. It's a worse ability in this game by far.
Mm-hmm. When I was younger, I would get through the Wily stages and I would kind of just give up. So I'm like, okay, I'm just going to waste all the weapon energy before I stop playing, because whatever. And I'd sit there and I'd use everything except Power Stone, and then I'd use like 3 of them and be like, never mind. This is dumb. What am I doing?
It's just, you use it for that one thing. I doubt you even use it for anything else in this game.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably just no point. And then that brings us to Wave Man.
Oh, you mean Aquaman?
Yeah, I mean, hey, the Aquaman in the 90s did have a trident for an arm at that point because he gets his hand cut off.
Uh-huh. That's because you had made that reference to me, and I remember thinking it when I fought him. It's like, oh, he's kind of like Aquaman for me.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And he looks like a king. He has like a crown on. 100% it's Aquaman. They're referencing from the 90s.
Not to be confused with Mega Man 8's Aquaman.
There's an Aquaman in that game, too?
Uh-huh. Actually called Aquaman.
Oh. I like his level. I mean, there's an annoying part. You got to climb up bubbles, but other than that, his level's fine. It has a little water that spurts out and hurts you and spikes everywhere, because why not?
He has actual steam in this level, the little steam jets. But if you don't like that bubble thing, you won't like Mega Man 9 because they copy and paste it in Splash Woman stage. Like the exact bubble layout and everything.
Yeah, but I also can't cheat in that one either. So, I don't like it all. But hey, Wave Man's level had a vehicle riding stage in this game.
Mm-hmm. Apparently that was the start of this.
I like it. You ride a little like jet ski thing and just shoot things, and jump over Sniper Joes that come up behind you. Yeah,
it's not bad. It's very, very brief.
Yeah, it wasn't. I went through this with like one thing of health because I wasn't always rewinding, and I was like, this was not. And yeah, it was hard to get health. Health was not dropping, and those dolphins are really annoying when you have no health.
Mm-hmm. And that letter is kind of tricky because it's during this vehicle segment, and a bunch of dolphins are jumping right in front of it, so you have to time everything perfectly. Basically, have to know it's coming because it's going by so fast. You can't really react right away.
It's really useful for that.
I bet.
I mean, when it was a cool change. It was like it breaks up the level, gives you something different to do than your normal Mega Man level you've been playing now. At this point for 6 other levels.
Mega Man X4 and X5 both have variations of this, and they are not nearly as fun.
And I couldn't use Wave Man's weakness on him at all. So Wave Man looks like an old Aquaman with robot form that shoots a trident at you, and then water spurts out of the ground. And his weakness is Charge Man, and I knew that, and I went into it, and I hit the button. I'm like, nothing's happening. I jumped, hit the button, nothing's happening. I'm like, what the fuck? And I just beat him with the Buster at that point.
So Mike sends me a message. He's like, how do I use Charge Kick? And I sent back the one-word explanation of slide. You have to actually slide to use the ability. It's not particularly useful, because if you don't kill what you're attacking, you're going to take damage.
Yeah, it's stupid. It is I mean, he goes down super fast though with that ability, but it's not good.
It's one rung better than the top spin for Mega Man 3.
Okay, yeah, you're not wrong. And after Wave Man, I think that covers all 8 bosses then.
Back around. It'd be Starman. Yeah. Yep.
And then that brings you to the they call them Dark Man stages, but they're Proto Man stages pretty much because you're gonna go fight. Because there is a story. There's an intro little story at the beginning of this game, but I didn't read it.
Yeah, we kind of glossed over that.
Okay, it's Mega Man. Who the fuck cares? I mean, it doesn't. It's there, but doesn't matter in the old. It doesn't matter in the NES game. I mean, something about Proto Man is doing something supposedly. I think.
Yeah, it's definitely. So it's implied that Proto Man has turned bad. So you beat the 8 Robot Masters and you go to this big castle that's shaped like Proto Man's helmet.
What was Proto Man's first appearance? 3 or 4?
I think it's 3. Yeah, it's 3 because you fight them various times through the stages. Proto Man has gone wild. City Hall and the spaceport have been totally destroyed, and the city's power grid is in shambles. I've never seen destruction on this scale before.
There were 4 other games. I'm sure there was plenty of destruction. Okay.
It's Dr. Cossack calling Mega Man from Mega Man 4. So
that's cool.
Got some continuity there.
Yeah, sure. Okay. I did like Cossack, though, because Mega Man 4 is a good game. But, okay, that's cool. I knew something about... So you go to the Dark Man stages, and they're a little more challenging, and I didn't like them. But that's because I don't like any of the Wily stages. When you start getting to this part of the Mega Man games, I like the first part. But they're fine. They weren't, super challenging or anything. They weren't I had to, rewind every move, and, I was able to do it mostly okay.
They definitely ramp up the difficulty.
Yeah. But, I mean, and you fight... So at least there's no repeat of bosses like in 3. Where they take over the old boss's forms and they're terrible.
Yeah, that's rough.
Do you fight what? I think they're called Darkman 1, 2, or 3 or 4.
Yeah,
something like
Darkman 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good original names.
Yeah, they're just robots that don't even look like anything but the same robot, different colors with a different motive. One has treads. I think one has shields and.
Yeah, one's got an arm cannon and can freeze you in place with its Cheerios.
The first one is cool because he's tank treads and he's weak against the wave attack, so you just hit him with that a bunch and he doesn't do anything but shoot you and drive towards you.
Bitch. Because you get him down to about half health and then he is just on you. He's moving faster than you can get away from him. Yeah. So I was constantly taking damage from this guy.
But I mean, I know this becomes a Mega Man staple where you fight, something different before the Wily stages and 3 and on.
Yep.
I mean, I don't think there's a lot to talk about. Darkman 2, it has a shield and runs back and forth. But I think all of them, when you get them at half health, they go faster.
I love Darkman 2 because the big trick for beating all 4 of the Darkmen are to just use beat.
Oh, I didn't use beat except for on 4.
So, like you said, Darkman 2's got this shield that rotates around him, but beat just kind of flies right through it, so it does no good. So he just walks back and forth and gets destroyed by this little football flying around his head. It's awesome.
I would have liked it. I would have liked to know that. Oh, well. It doesn't matter. It'd be easy anyway.
Yeah.
And Darkman 3 stage has a part with a bunch of blocks moving around you have to keep jumping on. That kind of stuck out to me, and I really enjoyed it, actually. I know it's in Mario games, and I've done it in other games, but I liked it in this one a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Darkman 3 is the purple one that you were talking about with the freeze cannon. He's an asshole. I didn't use beat, though, but he's an asshole.
Yeah, I used beat for all 4 of these.
I wish I would have known that, because I used gyro attack, and it was not a fun fight for me.
I feel like I told you. No, I
told me to get beat. You didn't tell me to use beat.
I should have known better.
I mean, you just said make sure you get the letters for beat. And I'm like, okay, so I got the letters, but the guide I was using would tell me use beat on Darkman 4 and then use beat for for the last
Wily.
form of Wily.
Yeah.
So I didn't use beat at all the rest of the game. Other than those 2 fight. That's not the way to play. But I do like the reveal of Darkman 4 though. You see Proto Man, you get to Proto Man, he hits you once, drains all your health, then the real Proto Man shows up, shoots him, shows him that he's a robot, and then gives you a health bar to refill your health.
He gives you an L tank, which we've never seen before or since.
It's cool. I don't know why it just wasn't an E tank, but I guess
I think just because it uses it right away.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And this is the one I use beat on, where I just jump back and forth and let beat do what he does best and kill things.
Apparently the L tank makes a cameo appearance in Mega Man ZX Advent, which I don't think I got that far in that one.
Ooh, that's way later in the series, though.
Mm-hmm.
That's after the 3-0 game, then you get the ZX and ZX I think there's 2 ZX games. Okay, that's
ZX
DS.
Yep.
That's
ZX
way
is
past.
real good.
Way past what I've ever played. I've never gotten to those games.
And also, all 4 of the Darkman robots come back in Mega Man 10.
Oh, yay. I'll play Mega Man 10 someday, but I can't emulate it, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, well, you'll be alright.
Yeah, okay. I've seen speedruns enough. I can get by that way.
10 has an easy mode, so you can just baby your way through it.
I will.
It puts extra blocks and stuff to cover up pits. And I think
but 9 doesn't.
No, 9 does not. 9's not as nice.
9's what I'm not looking for.
Still my favorite, but I thought 3 was my favorite too, so we'll see.
Yeah, how'd that go?
Yeah, well.
And then you get to the Wily stages because, you need more stages. And I do like how Wily castle designs change every game. I think that's really cool. Always been a fan of that.
Yeah, and I always have the one superfluous vent that kind of juts out to one side.
Something stupid. They're cool designs, though. Wily stages are fine. Like, even the first one, they give you an E-Tank right away. Like, this game is trying to hold your hand a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's trying to be a nice game.
Is this the stage with the big spike pit?
Right when you start? Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, I don't know. I think I was trying to play this before work one morning, which I don't know if I've said on here recently that I work at 6 a.m., so I'm usually up by 4:30 or so. So I'm trying to play this before work a little bit, and I was just groggy as hell. So I game overed on this stage 3 times, just trying to get through this one spike pit. I don't know what it was. I just could not do it, but every time I continued, I got a new E-Tank, which is probably how I got up to 9.
Yeah, that would do it. And you also keep your E-Tanks if you game over, too, and your M-Tank.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which is another cool feature, too, I found out in this game. No, I mean, this game does a lot to hold your hand, and I'm okay with that. I mean, maybe at this time people are like, oh, we want the real experience. We want to cry at our game. Like, no, enjoy your game. Like,
yeah, we don't need the Dark Souls of Mega Man.
Yeah, that's Mega Man 3, right? I mean, Dark Souls is not as hard as people say it is. It's just a lot of persistence and a lot of just being patient, and then you're good. Because this is an RPG, so if you're really having a problem, just go farm something that you're good at. You'll be just fine.
Yeah.
I mean, you put a podcast on, and you just play for hours. That's what I did. There's one part in Dark Souls I leveled for probably like 6 hours, just leveled in one area, kept fighting the same things over and over again, just put podcasts on and just played.
That sounds like how we played through Ratchet and Clank 1 and 2, where we just farm bolts.
That's how I play every game when I given the ability to.
So, this boss at the end of Wily Stage 1, I don't even know how to describe this thing. So it's like a 3-tier totem, and you shoot out the bottom 2 parts and make them fly towards you, and then you jump up on them as platforms.
And you shoot his face.
Yeah. This robot's name is Big Pets. I don't know why.
He's annoying. I had a hard time with him because I didn't realize right away that when you shoot the platform, it shoots out at you. So if you don't shoot it, they don't come out. So you need to time your shots right. So you shoot the first one, jump on the first one, shoot the next one, jump on the next one before it goes back.
Mm-hmm. And so the Mega Man fandom wiki says the name and design may be derived from Pez Candy.
Yeah.
So I can kind of see that, but Big Pets is a very strange name.
It's Mega Man. I don't think they didn't care. Or maybe these names weren't even published anywhere at first back then.
Yeah, probably.
Also, this is the stage that's like the crusher where you can get like crushed like your garbage, and you have to shoot. I died a lot of that. If it wasn't for Rewind, I would not have made it.
Yeah.
He wasn't a bad boss once I figured him out. He also shoots little helicopter enemies at you too to irritate you while you're trying to climb up him.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not terrible. He's not. I've fought worse Wily bosses.
Oh yeah, for sure. There's no Yellow Devil in this game, which is awesome.
Yes, it is. I don't think there's much to say about Wily Stage 2, but you're underwater and you end up in the second. Okay, the second Wily boss is strange to me, and I'm not a fan.
His name is Circring Q9.
Yeah, I got nothing. He's just like he's a giant thing with a shield around him, and then you have to jump on the platforms and shoot him right in the center when he opens up.
Mm-hmm. He kind of flies in a figure 8 pattern around the screen. Yeah, it's not great.
He's hard too.
Mm-hmm.
I did not have an easy time with him. Of course, I beat him with Rewind, but I think I actually used a bunch of E-Tanks on these Wily stages. I was just getting my ass handed to me by bosses.
Was this where I used? There was some boss that I ended up using like 4 E-Tanks on. It might have been this one.
The trick is to go from one side to the other and keep doing that. I wasn't doing that at first because I was. Yeah, it would have been this one because the other ones are fairly easy. And Gyro Man is, I think, the main ability you're supposed to use against him, and it worked well. But God, he's an asshole. And then you get to everyone's favorite Mega Man level in Mega Man games. You get the refights.
You're definitely your favorite level for sure.
I actually didn't mind it in this game, except for the last one. Gyro Man, I had to use an E-Tank on him because for some reason my brain told me, oh, Gyro Man's not in this game. He's in Mega Man 4. I don't know why, so I didn't look up his weakness. I didn't use his weakness. I just fought him regular, thought he was a bonus boss.
That's funny.
I don't know why, but I did that, and it wasn't a very effective fight. So, and then you get the first Wily fight. It's kind of an odd one. He's in a UFO thing, and his whole plan is to squish you on the level, and there's spikes in the center of the stage. And you have to just wait till he does it, where he stops moving, slide, and then shoot him in the cockpit.
And the screen kind of moves too when he goes to squash you.
Yeah, it's kind of a strange.
It's a weird effect.
Yeah, it's a weird fight. It is really simple, and I mean, we fought in a lot of Wily bosses at this point. I'm like, this is easy.
Yeah, definitely.
Without rewind, except for the part where I slid into the spike, that would have been just fine.
This is another one where I just used the Mega Buster because it was so simple.
I think I did too. Maybe I used something else. It all depends on what the guide would have told me to do. But it's a simple ass fight. It's good. It's not a bad fight because it's not hard.
Yeah.
I mean, you fight enough hard bosses in a Mega Man game, so I don't mind something easier. And then, of course, he escapes because it's Wily. And you go to the last Wily stage, which, if I remember right, the last Wily stage is just a room with a boss door.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I don't think you do anything.
Oh, it's got those asshole giant enemies with the jetpacks that stomp out on you.
Oh, those are terrible.
And they're just green in this level for some reason. Yeah, those guys suck.
Yeah, and then you have to dodge a couple of those. Then you fight Wily Machine, and Wily Machine, just like normal, is a tank with a skull and a blaster. It wasn't a bad fight though. I didn't have a super hard time. I hate Wily Machine sometimes, and it wasn't terrible.
Yeah, it's not bad. I think, is this the one that's weak to the super arrow?
I don't remember. Maybe. I think so.
Yeah, not important.
You can beat him with a blaster too.
Yeah.
And then you get the final Wily fight, which is probably really hard if you don't have beat.
Yeah.
So he's in a little his UFO thing that he loves to use, and he teleports around the level in the dark, spawns, shoots things at you, and re-teleports somewhere else. And half the time he's up above or down below where you can't hit him. So if you get
you might not be able to hit him with the gyro attack. No, you can use it, but it only does one damage to him.
I think this has to be a terrible fight if you don't have beat.
I imagine so. Wait till 7. 7's got the worst Wily capsule in the series. It's real bad.
Okay, I've seen it before. I'm sure because I watch speedruns of the Mega Man games all the time.
It's basically this, but when he goes to attack, he'll shoot out 3 different electrical attacks, and they can be kind of tricky to dodge.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be safe stating for sure.
Of course I will be. In this one, with beat, you just point towards and press and shoot. As long as you're just shooting everywhere, beat will just find him and just hone in on him and kill him.
Yeah, beat's awesome in this game.
I mean, they had to do something to make the Mega Man games, stand out from each other.
Keep introducing characters.
I'm okay with it. 4 is great. This game is good. I'm fine with it. And then you just keep doing that for a while, and finally beat will kill him.
Yep.
This game actually has an ending, sort of, though.
Here where the ceiling comes down to... So, while you're fighting the Proto Man levels, Wily kidnaps Dr. Light. So, you save Dr. Light, and then the ceiling comes crashing down. And Mega Man's holding it up in a sprite that I don't think we ever see again.
And he's got a little sweat coming from his arms, too, it looks like. Yeah, it's a funny one. I don't think we ever see it again, either. And then you see Wily escapes again, and then in the corner you see Proto Man just watching them as they're watching the castle be destroyed.
Yeah, because you hear his whistle, and then part of the ceiling disappears, so you can escape.
Oh yeah, he saves you. Okay. Is he in 6?
I'm sure he is. I think he gives you the energy balancer at least.
Okay, he's not playable till 9 or 10.
Yeah, you get his shield in 7,
which is useless, right?
Ish. It's a secret thing. It's optional.
Okay, I know the speedrunners community call it useless when I watched the speedrun of 100% of 7.
Yeah, entirely possible.
I watch a lot of speedruns. So yeah, that wraps up Mega Man 5. Any last thing to say about this game before we go to shelf stack or box?
It's not bad. I definitely didn't struggle with it 3, and I feel like I had more trouble in 4 than this one too. So it was nice.
I can't remember. Even though 4 wasn't that long ago we recorded it, I don't remember if we had issues with 4 or not. I just remember 3 being a painful experience.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, we'll go to Shelf Stacker Box. I'll go first. This is actually gonna go on the shelf. I had a good time with it. I mean, it had a few issues. I didn't enjoy it as much as 4. I really enjoyed 4, but it's a good Mega Man game. It's not overly difficult. Where even someone that's, I mean, I wouldn't be without rewind. Well, I would have, but it wouldn't have been as fast. And it's a fine game. It's fun. It gives you enough drops. It helps you hold your hand when you need it, and it still has a good challenge to it and learning, the way to play the game. But it doesn't, screw you over and kick you in the ass. So go on the shelf. I enjoyed it and glad I finally played Mega Man 5. How about you, Mike?
I should have saved that little spiel I just said for this, but
I could cut it and edit and put it in here.
No one would ever know.
I'm not going to do it, but I could.
Nah. I think I'll shelf it too. I'll put it in the stack, because when it comes to the original 6, I'll either play this one or 6, but I'd probably lean towards 6, of course, because I like that one. But as far as all the retro style, I would take 9 over this one. So it's in the top percentile, but not one that I'll eagerly go back to. It's just kind of like, I'm kind of bored with 6, so I'll play 5. So okay. Definitely better than 3 and 4, as far as I'm concerned.
Ooh, 4 is still better than this one, I think, for me. But okay, I can respect that.
Definitely better than 3.
That's not.
The music is 3, better. Yeah, music's better than 3. I'll give you that.
There's music. I didn't really pay attention to this game.
Yeah, we didn't really talk about it. Like, I definitely listened to it, but nothing really stuck with me. I probably hurt that I already knew the song, so I wasn't really paying that much attention. I know Napalm Man's pretty solid, but that's not what comes to mind.
I didn't pay any attention to all of it. I played a bunch of this when I was sitting there talking with Tiff when she was making dinner one night. I don't give a shit about the music in these games. As you know, I mean, it's there. It's fine. It doesn't do anything for me.
Teach their own.
Yeah. Well, I mean, anyone listening to the show enough knows how I am.
Mm-hmm. Bill Tucker's rolling his eyes right now.
I like how we made a lot of references to him in this episode. All right, now that brings us to plugs. Well, first I should say, since we've been mentioning Bill Tucker a bunch, co-host of the MC with us, go check out his podcast. That is live at this point when you hear this. Mm-hmm. Gamer Looks at 40. So go find that on wherever you get your podcast, or on Twitter you can find him too. So look for that up. And if you enjoyed this episode, we have done a bunch of other Mega Man episodes at this point, and I'm
more and more. We're getting more and more lately.
Yeah, because we've kind of been in a Mega Man mood lately, I feel like.
We're definitely in the Capcom mode, and Mega Man's like 60% of Capcom, so that helps.
So we did Mega Man 1 and 2, episode 25, Mega Man X, episode 85, Mega Man Let the Games Begin comic, only comic we'll probably do anytime soon for Mega Man. This is comic 18, so check that out. That's not a bad episode. Mega Man Legend, episode 117, Mega Man 3, mini number 10, Mega Man Powered Up, mini number 6. Definitely go listen to that. Definitely go play that game too. Mm-hmm. And Mega Man X2, episode 99. There's a lot of Mega Man on the show since you joined.
Weird how that worked out.
Everything but 1 was you since you joined.
And technically, we did 1 too because we did Powered Up.
Yeah, so we're just missing the best one.
Uh huh.
Yeah, that's what the Game Boy ones do someday.
Someday
we'll get there. And our intro and outro courtesy of Bobby, aka Mike Tornio's EP Bite the Bullet, song to Cool Kid Squad. Definitely go check him out. You see a link in the show notes to his YouTube channel. And we have a Patreon. Please go throw us $1 if you want to. We don't have any incentives, at least I'm aware of at the moment that I'm recording this. Eventually, I'll do it this year. Hey, time
person that runs the Patreon.
I'm gonna do it this year. I'm gonna try. I just made it to make it.
Yeah, we have no idea what to do with it.
Not yet, because I have ideas, but I need people to actually subscribe in order for me to put my ideas in motion. So we'll see. It'll come eventually. So definitely go check that out. And please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and on YouTube. Helps us out a lot. And leave a review. And if you enjoyed the show, tell a friend, tell an enemy, tell someone that you enjoy games my mom found. All right. I think that's everything I need to say. And we will see you guys all next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.